Hi guys, Arkin here, and we're here for MuscleProject.com, and I've got here with me WFF Mr Universe, Robert Borgonha. Robert, how you going?
Not too bad, yourself?
Good, thanks mate. Now Robert, you've got a competition coming up in a few weeks, but let's first talk about what competitions you've done in the past. So let's start with your first competition and what age you first competed.
Yep. So I first started competing in 2005. I competed with the INBA. I was a teenager back then. I did the Victorians for the first time in October. I didn't place too well. I had 18 guys, I think, in my class at the time, and with class 4, sorry, with the INBA, after third place getters have been announced, the first to third place getters have been announced, you don't get a placing after that, so it was very disappointing. And then the following year I went back and I competed again as a teenager, turned things around. Did the Melbourne Championships with the INBA. I managed to win that.
How old were you then?
I was 20 at that age.
20, okay.
And then I did the Victorians later on in the year. Managed to win that as well. And then went to the Australians and placed 4th.
Yes.
So, I mean, I've done okay. I think, and then it just kept going from there. I've changed to WFF now, and that's where I am.
Okay. And so how many, so that's 2005, we're in 2012. Now how old are you now?
I'm 27.
27. And what did you do differently that changed things from that first competition to your next?
First thing I did was I spoke to a lot of people, because back then I was just basically going on my own diets, writing up my own things, listening or reading articles and thinking about what to do. But when I actually started speaking to people about like nutritionists and people who are bodybuilding and being very successful in the sport, I started to think about the things they were doing, and maybe I can implement them with my own training and stuff. So gathering their knowledge and that, I sort of found a basis with food knowledge and that, and I've applied them, and so far so good. It's helped me get better results than what I did many years ago.
Okay. And now tell us about the competition that's coming up. We're 5 weeks away.
That's right, 5 weeks away. I've got the Internationals Championships here in Melbourne, which I'll be competing in WFF Class 4, under 67 kilos, hoping to do reasonably well. Hopefully we'll get a few competitors, which is good. Then after that, hopefully go up to Queensland for the Southern Hemispheres, which is a week later, and then put everything into the big one over in the Universe over in Austria on the 8th of June.
Wow. So that's obviously a massive competition. But how do you feel about yourself? How much do you weigh now? What do you think your chances are?
I think my chances are always good. I'm never going to, knock myself out and say they're not great, but I think there's a lot more pressure on me this year to come back in better condition. My weight at the moment is about 69 kilos, so I'm not there yet. I mean, 5 weeks is a long way still to get to where I need to be, but hopefully things go well, go to plan. I should be able to get there quite comfortably. Do
you have an idea of who you may be competing against, or?
Look, to be honest, I don't sort of really think about who's going to be competing, because as soon as I start thinking about that, it sort of puts me off. It starts playing with my mind, when I'd rather just go out there, turn up on the day, and if someone's competing who's might be a threat, well, just bring it to the stage and just see what happens.
Okay. And if there's one advice you could give to someone that's just starting bodybuilding and was getting into training, what would that be?
Be consistent. I mean, results, they do happen. It does take time. But the main thing is to be focused and know what you want. Everyone has a goal. If you want to achieve it, you'll get there. It's just small things, the 1%ers that will get you there. So keep focused, and you'll go a long way.
Excellent. Prior to the competition, your diet, tell us how you begin, for example, your first 4 weeks. How do you structure your diet, and what type of foods do you have within that diet?
Okay. Well, I basically start my diet depending how heavy I am. If I'm a little bit heavier than what I think, if I'm, say, 70, 75 kilos, might give myself a little bit longer to diet down. But if I'm a little bit lighter, then obviously I'll cut the time down a little bit. What I do start within the first 4 weeks, I try and be consistent by eating a lot of chicken, green leafy vegetables or fibrous vegetables, and try and keep my carbs down low. In terms of how much I have, I don't measure it, I go by feel and how I look. That's to sort of get me, gradually, feel like I'm getting into the process of dieting, and then it becomes second nature after that.
And how many weeks before the comp does that start?
Like I said, it depends how heavy I am. If I'm lighter than 75 kilos, I might start about 12 weeks out. If I'm a little bit heavier than 75 kilos, I might start 16 weeks out, just depending.
Okay, and then do you maintain that throughout the time until the actual time of the competition, or is there like a blocks where you sort of measure?
What I do is I start off just stapling, getting the foods right, that's to begin with. Then I start to sort of really start to think about, okay, I need to pick up on this. So what am I going to do to help me drop body fat or something like that? So that's when I'll start to look at how much carbohydrates I'm having, what things I need to change up, whether it be might be having way too much chicken, maybe I need to sort of cut that down. Like I said, I don't count calories or anything like that, or count how much protein I have. I just go by feel and work that way. Okay.
All right, Rob, let's talk about one of your meals. So give us an example of a meal that you'd have on a given day for the competition, preparing for comp.
Preparing for the day of the contest, or
preparing for.
Okay, so what I'd do is wake up in the morning. I'd be having egg whites, probably about 6 egg whites, with a bowl of oats. About 3 hours later, I'd have a protein shake, basically 1 scoop of the optimum nutrition, 100% whey. Again, 3 hours later, I'd have some chicken, some green vegetables, and a cup of rice or oatmeal. Followed by 3 hours later, I'll have another protein shake. By that stage, I'm about ready to train. So I'll train, and straight after a workout, within 15 minutes, I'll have a protein shake, get home, and then finish off with a big bowl of green vegetables or salad with a chicken breast fillet.
Okay. So what time would your last meal be?
Last meal would probably take place by about 8:30.
Okay, and your first meal is?
About 7 o'clock.
And what time is your training?
About 5.